Hello, welcome to HoboRec Recording Studios or YouTube channel. We're back here today with Peter Dahlström,
Hello.
which we had on this channel a while back, and some people have requested having you back since they found your
That's fantastic.
history very interesting.
Okay. I try to do my best.
So, welcome again.
Thank you. My English is not so good, but Ulf helps me.
Southern Swedish English. So I thought today we're going to talk about. I also had some requests talking about recording live in studio. I had done one video before I moved to this studio, so it was about recording live in a very small room, like my other studio in Jönköping. It's only like 25 square meters, and how to record drums and amps and everything in one room and still manage to pull it off. And it works if you want to.
Everything works if you want to.
But
Nothing,
yeah, you have a lot of experience recording live too. I know that's the way you prefer recording.
Yeah, of course. Recording live with live musicians that plays together.
Yeah,
that's a very big. I think it's a big difference between doing that live or how do you say, cut it up.
Yeah.
Drums one day, bass one day, blah 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 blah.
And as far as I understand, you pretty much designed the studio to be able to record live.
Yes.
With the big room and the other ISO rooms and stuff.
I always done that, so.
We talked a little bit about it before, that it's important to have musicians that are like well rehearsed and have songs that is suitable for recording live.
Yes.
When I recorded live before in my old studio, the small ones, it was super important that the band was playing songs that was suitable for it, and they were well rehearsed, since I only had one room and I had to have the loud amps and the drums in one room. So that way you have a lot of bleed from other instruments. Mm-hmm. But in my mind, the bleed is not a big problem if you make sure the bleed sounds good. Mm-hmm. And if they record good takes where you don't have to replace anything, it's not a big problem.
No.
Or what do you say about that?
No, that's exactly like you say. The bleed is the thing. Yeah. For me, it's the thing.
I find it to become almost like a glue, like helps
glue together.
Bring the mix together.
Because you have a lot of different. How do you say? The mics are not at the same place.
Yeah, so you get phase.
Yeah, so and that's. Some magic thing with that, I think.
Yeah, and I found even in a small room, it can also makes the room sound bigger when you have a lot of microphones,
of course,
picking up cross bleed and stuff. But this studio, I've started to record more live here, even if the bands maybe are not that well rehearsed, because here we can split up the amps in different rooms and stuff like that. But I still think the band have a good time, and they play together as they usually do when they rehearse, and that makes them more comfortable.
Of course, they have to listen to each other.
Yeah, but I want to also ask you, because I only have experience with recording rock bands, and I know you record a lot of like big bands with a lot of brass and pianos and stuff like that. How do you usually set it up to make it work?
I try to isolate the drums, of course, because with 15, 16, 17, 18 open mics in the room, you have drums everywhere. Yeah. So I try to isolate the drums in a separate room, and I try to isolate the grand piano if I use it. Yeah. Because, or else you had a lot of brass in the piano, and that sounds really weird when it starts to.
Does it resonate with the
piano? With the piano when you take down the pedal? Yeah, you know. So, but that's only some screens around the piano. So that's not a big.
Talking about, have you ever tried using the grand piano as a reverb?
Of course.
For other stuff, you just placing mics in there?
Of course.
You did?
Yes. Sounds really crazy.
I haven't tried it yet.
Try it.
But I've heard people do it. Do you have any example of any recordings you did like that?
I think we have with Bob Hund.
Oh, cool.
And I also think we have it with Dahlström.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, Dahlström, actually. I think he used it too.
Cool. Yeah, I can imagine you having to isolate a bit more when you record like brass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because when I record, it's mostly really loud amps, but then you have like the microphone straight
Very
up,
close,
and
yep.
so it's pretty isolated anyway. But I find sometimes that the cymbals gets into to the amp microphones. I usually don't get that much of the amps in the drum mics for some reason, but the cymbals from the drums gets into the amp microphones. So
Because they are very loud.
yeah, but on the other hand, you can like low pass.
Yeah,
So-
of course.
But do you have any advice for people that want to try to record live, like technical? I mean, the thing that the band have to be really well rehearsed is kind of obvious, but any
I think they have to.
choices of microphones or angles and stuff like that?
No, it's then we are there again about microphones. It's the microphone depends on how the guy's instrument sounds. I choose microphone after that.
Yeah,
I always listen acoustic first. His saxophone sounds like this.
Yeah.
Then I have to take his saxophone with me to the speakers, and then I have to think what kind of microphone. U87 or TLM 103 or maybe a 421 if he's really aggressive. That's from time to time.
yeah. Are there any situations where you would choose a dynamic microphone on like a saxophone or something like that?
Live outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never in a
course.
recording? Or?
No, yeah, sometimes. It depends on if it's short tones.
Yeah.
More
Staccato or
backup
Yeah.
Things. Then I go with dynamics because then they can really go to.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for. That when you have dynamic microphones, you can get much closer and you don't get as much bleed from the sides.
But then it doesn't sound the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
A saxophone in the how do you say bell?
Yeah,
Clock.
in the sound hole.
Yeah, the sound hole.
I don't know I don't know what it's called in English.
you always want to take a saxophone a bit away, so you get all the instrument,
Yeah.
all the claffa, all the blah blah.
Yeah, but you get sound from everywhere on the instrument. It's just not from one place. That's weird with the difference there when you record the kind of music that you usually do and the music I usually record is in like more, let's say, heavy rock music. It's so common now that you put up microphones like right on the instrument. So that's the way it's supposed to sound now. I think back in the day, maybe it was more usually that you put like one microphone on a drum kit, then you get the full sound of a drum kit.
Yeah, place
But
it.
that's not how people now are used to hear drums.
No, I know,
Yeah.
and there is some reactions on that record now, License to Thrill.
Yeah,
One guy told me, "Yeah, well, it's different sounds between every song."
yeah,
Yeah, of course, because
It's
it should
different
be
sounds.
different.
yeah,
It's different eras. Modern, Frank Sinatra, blah
Yeah.
blah, Phil Spector, blah blah blah. Oh, okay.
Just to make this sidetrack a bit clearer, you started to talk about License to Thrill, and that's actually an album that you just released that you were the producer of,
Yeah,
and where you also did most of the recordings live, right?
yeah.
I'm gonna hang on. So it's this one.
Yeah. Oh, very nice record.
Yeah. You are the producer. This is like your big project that you've been working on.
Yeah,
couple of
it's a
years.
record I made because I want to,
Yeah.
and I have so many talented friends, and I asked them if they want to be a part of this record. Yes, of course, no problems, and it's really big vocal artists.
Yeah.
And even the big band is very, very good musicians that I worked with many years for, I think, at least 25, 30 years.
All right.
I asked if they want to play on the record.
So how was this? The drums were in the ISO room, and then
The drums were in the ISO room,
and the rest of the musicians in the big room.
In the big room. Yes,
All right.
yes. And everyone, we did it. We did this live. We took maybe 2 or 3 takes for one song, and then we listen. What's best? What's the best? Which one is best? This is best, and then we throw away the others. So the only thing that we actually overdubbed is the vocals.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing with the vocals. I said, rehearse it, and then we take it.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut in the song.
Yeah.
In the
so
vocals.
just one
one line.
Okay. That's
What?
hardcore.
That's impossible. No.
Yeah. I think that's the difference when you work a lot with like professional musicians. I work with a lot of talented people, but they are not like, they don't have that much experience.
No.
And they usually aim to perform a lot higher than they actually are capable of, which I think is fine, because that's how you get better. But if we didn't have the modern recording technique, they would never be able to pull it off.
No.
So
that's how it works. In the past.
Yeah.
You only had a 2-track machine, 24 channels.
Yeah. But you said also you did like 1 or 3, up to 3 takes of one song, and then you chose the best one
directly and throw away the others.
Yeah. That's also how I usually do it when I try to make bands record live. I just say, do it 3 times. Even if the first take is fine,
It's good,
just do it 3 times, and then we see which one sounds the best. And if we don't have it, we do one more. But if we do 3, we probably have one that is, yeah.
And that's the way it actually, it's the way it is. The first take is always the best.
Almost, at least the feeling,
If,
maybe.
if they know the song.
Yeah.
But here we recorded 9 songs, 3 days.
Yeah.
Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, that's hard.
And Saturday night, the trumpet players were bleeding. Oh, we can't play tomorrow. Yes, take some drinks. And yeah, okay. And then so it was a very, very funny project, actually.
I was going to ask about that too, because like, from what I understand, in the beginning of recording history, you didn't put that much time in making a record. It was like a couple of days to record an album.
No.
Not
The
even in
other
the
way.
beginning. Okay, because I thought it was in the early stage.
Yeah, in the very early
but
stages.
then like up in the 70s and 80s, there was like months of making it.
Yeah.
And it feels like now we're almost
2 days.
coming back again, because the budgets are lower.
Too low,
so
yes.
now we have to be really efficient. But sometimes I feel like that's maybe a good thing, because you have a much better overview of what you're doing. I don't like making records that takes more than maybe 2 weeks. If it's more than 2 weeks, you start losing.
That's why you must have an assistant.
Yeah. But who can afford that these days?
No, these days it's but back in my days it was you have so you would actually sitting beside and listening. So you didn't have to. Of course, you did a sound, and well, now we're gonna do saxophone, blah blah. Okay, some other guy play rec, and patch and everything.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to think at that.
Yeah, that's
because that's a stressful moment to take. That takes focus.
Yeah. I think also the thing I'm trying to say is that to keep up the creativity, and I mean, after 2 weeks I don't think it's that much fun anymore, because then I'm starting to lose interest in
what you're doing,
and then you're like going in too much. I like it better when the band is well prepared, and then you can just make an album in like 1.5 2 weeks, like the basic stuff. Then of course maybe they have to come back and do like some overdubs and extra vocals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But to be able to have a overview of the musical material, I think like between 1 and 2 weeks is kind of the goal.
Back in the happy days, you know.
Yeah.
Then they booked the studio for 3 months.
Yeah. But then they kind of wrote songs too, right?
Here, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
I mean,
they had something, and
Yeah.
then they called. Well, can you come and play guitar today?
yeah.
Can you come and do this tomorrow? So, but never, no problems with the
Yeah.
record company.
Yeah, I just heard an interview. I don't remember the name, but it was a podcast interview with someone working at the studio where Green Day
Mm.
rented the studio for 1 year
Mm.
to write an album,
Mm.
and I don't I don't know how the budgets look these days in those kind of bands, but I can't imagine that a lot of rock bands can have the budget to rent a studio for a year to just write a record. But anyways, you kind of recorded the basics on this song in, you said 3 days, 4 days, 3 days.
The big band,
Yeah,
2 days actually.
2 days.
Yeah, Friday night was rehearsal.
Yeah,
Then they played together for the first time.
yeah,
The big band.
yeah,
And then I think we made to put one song on tape
yeah.
Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And then we took the rest Saturday and Sunday.
that's awesome.
Mhm.
But you also did. You said it's different singers on all the songs.
Mhm.
Did you know all of them before? Or?
Yes. Everyone.
Because a lot of them are. I mean, all of them are great, but some of them sticks out more to me because I was assisting you a little bit when you mixed the album.
Yeah.
So I've heard all the details.
Yeah. Which one do you like best?
Let's see, which one is it? I think it's License to Kill, right? With Hazel.
Hazel.
Yeah,
Fernandez.
yeah. Her vocals are really, really cool.
They are really, really cool, yes. And she is Fred Johansson's wife.
All right, but
They live in England. She's pretty nice.
yeah, yeah. She's like the perfect vocals for that song. I would say.
Yes, because I worked with Fred at Malmö Opera.
Yeah.
He was a singer of a musical called Rebecca.
Okay.
He was the lead singer there. At the same time as I was making another record here with a rock band,
Yeah.
and I asked him, "Can't your wife do the background vocals for this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, blah blah blah. And she did, and I heard her.
Yeah.
I said, "What's this? This is crazy." So that was the first girl I picked.
Oh, really?
For doing License to Kill.
I was
so her. Yeah.
But anyways, you started a project. You wanted to make a
Charity.
charity project.
Yeah. I did this project because I would like to do it.
Yeah.
Because I can.
Because you love big band music.
Yeah. And all big band records I've done. Okay, I produced some, but there's always producers thinking not the way I'm thinking.
Yeah. So you want to do it your way.
So I want to do it my way and go over the edge with some stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lap steel solo in a big band. That's not so common.
Yeah. So it's not very purist.
No.
No.
So
it sounds amazing.
It's really fun. Yeah, check it out.
On Spotify, iTunes, and you can also, there will be a link in the description to where you can buy the LP album too if you want to. And also all the proceedings go to now the, what do you call it? The
Prize fund.
The emergency fund for musicians and cultural workers in Sweden because of the COVID-19 crisis.
That's
so
right.
Kind of perfect or sad timing for the
From the beginning we said to go to the Barn Cancer Fund.
Yeah, child cancer. I'm not sure what it's called in English.
No, so we changed it now when this crisis.
Yeah. I guess they need money in that sector now. So
actually,
so you should buy it and give more money to Swedish culture workers. Yeah. Anything else you need to add or want to add to anything about recording live or recording big band music?
If you've never done it, try it.
Yeah.
If you know a band, please can you come and play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do the experiment with the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. try to work it out, and you will see in the end it will
Yeah.
work.
It will work.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, then just try to figure out what is not working, and also try different microphones, I guess.
Yeah.
To
Give us some questions
Yeah.
that we can answer.
Yeah.
How do you do that, or what do you use when you do that?
Yeah.
That's much easier to answer.
Yeah, so if you want to ask some questions, just write it in the comment section, and maybe I will invite Peter on another session to talk
Yeah.
about this.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
To answer your questions.
But anyways, so thanks for this time. Nice coffee.
Good coffee. And don't forget to listen to the record.
Do it. So see you next time. Bye bye. Cheers.